Welcome to this masterclass on Memorosa by Odd Nerdrum. Let's look at how he is able to unify figures through rhythm and how he can emphasize certain lines to create the impression of movement. The first line we'll look at is the diagonal going from the top left to the bottom right, and you can see that the arms of the figures to the left, the spears, the whole direction through the woman being murdered and down to the child, all of that plays along with that diagonal. You have this spear stabbing her, you have a second spear stabbing her, and you have from the knife through the whole direction of the light also stabbing her as a third spear, so to speak. And you can even draw that all the way up to the moon behind them. So you have three major directions going into her back. And you can also see some additional movements here. The arm of the older man, and just under the diagonal orange line you can see his hand in the shadow, and you can see the general direction of the hands or the lower arms of the two figures, the two younger figures holding the spears. She is falling forward and downwards, and this is emphasized by this wave-like movement here, going through their feet, through the general direction of her feet and legs, and down through the shadow which goes under the child as a concave shape. So that becomes like a cup that she can fall into. That part of the wave also pushes her up. Then you have the spears stabbing her, pushing her forward. And of course she will fall down as well into the convex cup. So that shape is important because it increases the distance, so to speak, that she can fall, and it also pulls her down. Had it been a convex shape, it would have pushed her up. You can also see that her knee there on her right leg is higher up than the shadow under the child, or in front of the child rather. So that creates a difference in level, and she can fall down, and it increases her energy and her body weight, so to speak. Now she's not only moving from left to right, the lower part of her legs are going inwards, and then as she's stabbed, she's going from left to right. So this is the Greek way of thinking. It's not one monotonous movement from one direction to another, but there's a twist, literally speaking, to it. Notice also how the drapery, the thing that she's wearing there, is pulling her down like an arrow, down into the concave shape of the shadow. This is where we get to the way Odd Nerdrum activates and pacify to create movement, either pulling or pushing. You can see that the contrast here around her behind is underlining that she's being pushed forward. This part is pulling her down, and you can see the foot there, her left foot, is also more delineated, giving her more force and making the foot sort of kick back so that she falls even further forward. You can see it here on the hands of the two men with the spears. Under the hands there's more contrast, so it gives more force to the spears as they are being driven down into her back. Thank you for checking out this video from the School of Apelles. To watch the full video and access our premium library, go to caveofapelles.com/subscribe and become a $10 patron. That's caveofapelles.com/subscribe.